Has Donald Trump ordered Pakistan to backstab Iran? What's exactly Donald Trump's game plan amid India-Pakistan conflict? US President Donald Trump's working lunch with Pakistan Army Chief Asim Munir at the White House generated a lot of buzz in India.
Let's talk about Donald Trump's lunch with Asim Munir.
US President Donald Trump is scheduled to meet with Pakistan's Chief of Army Staff General Asim Munir.
But if you ask me, it has very little to do with India and all about Trump using the carrot and stick to order Pakistan to betray Iran in the upcoming conflict. Multiple reports suggest Donald Trump has demanded air bases as well as naval bases inside and around Pakistan, as the US could soon decide to join Israel's offensive to denuclearize Iran.
Well, they know Iran very well, better than most.
Trump wants Asim Munir to backstab Iran, and he said as much, stating, quote, "Pakistan knows Iran better than most. They're not happy with what's happening. They're not bad with Israel either. They know both sides. He or Munir agreed with me," unquote. In fact, this report in the Indian Express explains that the Indian government is well aware why Donald Trump jumped in to save Pakistan from Operation Sindoor. It states, quote, "According to Delhi's assessment, the US is enlisting Rawalpindi's support since it would want to use Pakistan's airspace, air bases, and other infrastructure for launching any military offensive on Iran," unquote. Personally, I think it's a win for India. The Indian military conducted its Operation Sindoor, destroying 9 terror headquarters, and then hit nearly 10 Pakistani air bases with BrahMos missiles without any significant retaliation from Pakistan, and without getting drawn into a prolonged conflict with a failed state whose economy is tanking, and internal rebellions in Balochistan and Sindh are gaining traction. For Israel and the United States, their primary goal is denuclearization of Iran. And for that, they need access to Pakistani airspace and air bases. If that means hosting Asim Munir for lunch and promising economic incentives, then so be it.
Interactions with the Americans, that they would also remind Pakistan of the great importance of not supporting terrorism.
Moreover, Asim Munir has also nominated Donald Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize for saving Pakistan from an Indian military offensive.
The reason I had him here, I wanted to thank him for not going into the war, just, ending the war.
I think the biggest loser of this shakeup could be China, which has invested billions of dollars into Pakistan as a counterweight to India. According to this report in News 18, Donald Trump also told Asim Munir to cool ties with China, which Islamabad claims as its iron brother. The report states, quote, "A key message from President Trump during the talks was unambiguous: stay away from China and Russia." Trump reportedly urged Munir to distance Pakistan from Eastern blocs, including BRICS, and instead rejoin the US-led security framework, unquote. Although this particular report mentions US has promised cutting-edge military systems, including stealth fighters and missiles in return, surprisingly, no such claim was made by the Pakistani side. The Pakistani Army statement only focused on economic cooperation with US. It stated, quote, "Discussions also encompassed avenues for expanding bilateral cooperation in multiple domains, including trade, economic development, mines and minerals, artificial intelligence, energy, cryptocurrency, and emerging technologies." President Trump expressed keen interest in forging a mutually beneficial trade partnership with Pakistan based on long-term strategic convergence and shared interests, unquote. And once again, just like Pakistan did with Afghanistan, it is again likely to betray Iran, this time for the promised US dollars. Just a few days ago, speaking in Pakistan's assembly, Defense Minister Khwaja Asif dared to claim, quote, "Israel has targeted Iran, Yemen and Palestine. If Muslim nations don't unite now, each will face the same fate. We stand behind Iran and will support them at every international forum to protect their interest." But just 2 days later, Donald Trump summoned Asim Munir and, according to all reports, told him to aid the US and Israeli military action against Iran or else. This is why reports also suggest normal diplomatic channels were not used. Instead, Pakistani government was not even kept in the loop for the Trump-Munir meeting. Pakistan remains deeply worried about the growing India-US-Israel alliance and the broader regional cooperation with partners including the UAE and Saudi Arabia under projects like the IMEC and I2U2. Bilal Khan, who's the co-founder of a Toronto-based think tank QUWA Defense, was quoted in a news portal, The Cradle, saying, quote, "There exists a structural perception in Rawalpindi that the US, along with its allies India and Israel, is targeting Pakistan's nuclear program," unquote. The report adds that it is yet unclear how Pakistan can counter this perceived threat, stating, quote, "Certainly, increased investment in air defense systems, enhancing domestic intelligence capabilities, and strengthening the Air Force with next-generation J-35 stealth fighters are all essential to take on any possible Israeli actions," unquote. Moreover, just a few hours ago, former Israeli Deputy Defense Minister Mir Masri declared that dismantling Pakistan's nuclear program remains very much on Tel Aviv's radars. For now, it is in US interest to keep Pakistan close to its side. That's the geopolitical reality, and I feel India should be comfortable with it. In no way does this jeopardize India-US relations, with Trump repeatedly stating that his administration is close to a breakthrough trade deal with New Delhi. Even after his lunch with Munir, Donald Trump stated, quote, "Well, I stopped the war. I think Modi is a fantastic man. I spoke to him last night. We are going to make a trade deal with Modi of India," unquote. Trump also, for the first time, played down his own role and took another major U-turn on the ceasefire, saying while Modi made the decision in India, Trump's team coordinated with Munir in Pakistan to avert the war. The Trump-Munir meeting is also a big slap on the face of democracy in Pakistan and shows what New Delhi and Washington both believe to be true. Pakistan is run by its military, and the Prime Minister and the government officials there are merely figureheads. If Asim Munir is told by the White House to back the US war against Iran, then the Pakistani government will have to toe the line, no matter what statements their own defense minister or foreign minister might give in their own parliament. The meeting between Trump and Munir coincided with heightened military tensions in the Middle East, where Israel and Iran have been fighting with missile strikes and airstrikes since the 13th of June. Netanyahu and Trump both claim to have complete air control over Tehran, with Trump even warning the people to vacate the Iranian capital. The agenda is complete denuclearization of Iran and possibly a regime change. As per reports, senior officials in the Trump administration stated, quote, "If the US goes to war with Iran, we want Pakistan on our side," unquote. So will Pakistan betray another neighbor on US's request? Anticipating United States' move to reach out to Pakistan amid the ongoing conflict, Iran's ambassador to Pakistan, Dr. Reza Amiri Mughadam, responded on national television stating, quote, "The United States may request help from Pakistan for potential military operations against Iran, but we hope that Islamabad will not grant them access nor support any action against Tehran," unquote. Pakistan's own relationship with the United States has been historically transactional, particularly in security matters. Pakistan banned the US during the Cold War against the Soviet Union and also supported US invasion of Afghanistan after the September 11 attack in New York. On one hand, Pakistan became a key ally in the US-led invasion of Afghanistan, providing crucial logistical support.
Well, we have been doing this dirty work for the United States for about 3 decades,
On the other hand, all that while, Pakistan military was shielding Osama, in a safe house in Abbottabad next to a key military base. Today, the Taliban is back in Afghanistan and is locked in a border standoff with Pakistan. The US-Pakistan relationship is seared in mutual distrust, with accusations of double dealings from the US, with Pakistan claiming its actions go unrecognized. The US has provided economic support to Pakistan in the past and withdrawn it when its objectives have been met. Is it the same playbook once again? For India, it is wise not to enter into any needless war with Pakistan. What Bharat needs is to focus on growing its own economy and strengthening defense ties with global allies while surging to become the world's third largest economy. India does not need to get bogged down in useless conflicts. However, it must be prepared to answer any acts of terror by Pakistan with overwhelming force when needed. But what do you believe? Should India be worried over Trump meeting with Asim Munir? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.